Hello, everybody. Welcome. It's Cynthia Akarachi, and I have Dr. Albert LaChance with me today. I'm super excited. He came by for some lunch with me, and we were talking about his latest book that he's writing. And we were discussing on putting a series together on Facebook Live that will be loaded up onto YouTube and other ways of distributing the knowledge that he has to share with us. And I'm going to have him share this intro to the series, and we don't have a series date of any type of what it's going to be, but we do know it's going to be something that is building upon. There will be if you miss week one, you'd want to listen to that before you hit week two.
Yes.
So he's going to share this. I've been so blessed to have him starting at the age of 14 coming into my life, and he's been a big spiritual mentor of mine. And I'm very grateful that he has time to meet with me and do this series. And I think it's mutual because he likes to get his work out too. So I'm going to have him do the intro, and we're just going to be on for a couple minutes. So those that joined us, thank you. And if you catch the replay, look forward to our series coming soon. Go for it.
All right, here we go. And yes, I am excited about doing this, and I'm excited. We've done work like this before, and it's exciting to do it again. It will be basically my spiritual autobiography placed upon a framework of Joseph Campbell's work in the Hero with a Thousand Faces, which I came across in 1972. And I graduated from UNH in 71. And the last semester I was there, I had a course called the Philosophy of Religions. And it completely changed my life. And I was pretending to be an atheist at the time, though I was never an atheist when I was scared. And I came across this book that for me, if you thought of Einstein being famous for relativity, Joseph Campbell is the foremost mythological relativist. He showed the presence of what I call the phenomenon of the sacred underneath all the traditions from the early tribal shamanic traditions up through into the Neolithic, up into the modern great religious cultures. And I was privileged to have time with Father Thomas Berry, 6 years face to face, in order to do what this is. So this is going to be called an experiment in consciousness. How did I come up with that word or that title? Because when I got out of college in 1971, I did not have one single clue as to what I would do with my life. And that thought kept me awake at night. And one night it dawned on me. I said to myself, I know what I'll do. I'll make my life an experiment in consciousness. And I no sooner said that, and Joseph Campbell's book showed up in my life. A buddy bought it for me, gave it to me. I read it, and I've never been the same. I've read it probably 30 times. I've taught perhaps 10 courses on it, and it has become the roadmap of my own awakening. And happily for me, as I get older now and am able to look back on it, I see that I basically followed, I kind of experimented with every stage of the awakening process laid out by Joseph Campbell. And so the title will be An Experiment in Consciousness, Joseph Campbell's Roadmap to the Soul, or to Awakening, either one. I go back and forth with them. And the subtitle is Spiritual Autobiography of Albert J. LaChance. And that's what we'll be doing. And it will, the actual journey is 17 stages long. I will be adding an introduction, which will include probably what I just said and some more. And it will also include a reflection afterward. So that brings us to 19. And I'm sure there'll be something to make number 20, because I like things to be balanced that way. It's got perspective. So that
Q&A.
that will be what it is. It will be Either 20 half-hour sessions or 10 hour sessions. I think half hour with everybody's attention span these days is probably best to not go past a half an hour and to talk deeply at that time. Um, we will begin probably next week. This is the middle of March, and we will start out. It'll be in the morning, probably a Tuesday morning, and I am going to lay this out as a way in which for people to transcend and still include the insights of all the religious traditions while not being trapped into having to defend one of them against the others. Because in the end, what Campbell made clear, and which I have lived my life in order to prove, is that at the core of them all is what I call the phenomenon of the sacred. They all manifest the sacred. The question is, what path fits well? And if no path fits well, that's also okay, because there is a meta journey in what is now called the Way of the 12 Steps.
Yeah.
So that's that.
Way of the 12 steps. Yes. And now, Albert was the one who brought me to the 12-step program early at a early age. And I talk about 12 steps in my work a lot because it doesn't define a religion or a God or what, it's how you identify your connection to this spirit, connection to your divine. And so you hear me talk about that a lot. And it's from his work that I sought out to just find how to connect and feel this sacredness in me and to love me and honor it in me. And so I was very gifted or very lucky to have a gifted spiritual mentor in my life through these years. And I'm super excited to share his work with you.
Right up the street.
Yeah, he lived right up the street. His first book was called, well, back then it was Green Spirit, but now it's called Cultural Addiction. You can find it on Amazon. And we would go garden and he was putting his compost together and we'd talk about each chapter as he wrote each chapter. So at age 14, I was learning 12 step, the works of this,
Principles
the
in the 12
principles
steps.
of the 12 steps, very young. And I just kept getting better and better at understanding this connection. And as I worked through my spiritual growth and recovered from my traumatic experience as a kid with the anxiety disorder and the ill health, I'm able now to be in the world and to share a lot of my mentors that helped me get to where I am now. And I'm part of my mission when I got diagnosed is I'm going to learn to heal myself and then go out and tell the world. And I didn't know how that was going to look because I was full of anxiety and crazy at the time. But I knew eventually that I could get to be where I am today, where I'm sharing this with you all. So thank you, Albert. And we're going to.
One final thing. If any of you out there who are 12 steppers are wondering if this Santa Claus face in front of you is hiding the fact that he too is a recovering person, I am. Put it right out there. I am. I'm 39 years into the recovery process, which began for me in 1978. So I'm proud of it. It's not something I ever try to hide anywhere. I am proud of the fact that I have been brought by God to this miraculous understanding, which describes the insanity of the culture as well as the insanity of the individuals within it. So I'm thrilled to just admit that, and I'm proud of it.
Cool. All right. Well, if you have questions, just private message me, and when I know this series begins, I'll inform you. And if you know people that are struggling with their addictions and want to come to a place that's safe and protected, and a way to maybe find their way into their divine being and your true nature, send this to them. This is a powerful series. Albert brings on not just words, but a transmission from his work and his years of bringing this consciousness to it transmits through his teachings. And if you want to see more of his work, it's on Amazon, Dr. Albert LaChance. And we did a 12-step series back 3 years ago now on Blog Talk Radio. If you want to look for that, it's called Blog Talk Radio / Voice of Consciousness. And we did a whole 12-step series of his book he was writing then, which was the
Third Covenant, I think, right?
yeah, no, we were about to do the third covenant, and then we were doing you
Oh, yeah,
you're writing
yeah.
about the 12 steps
Yeah, well,
again.
yeah, the unitive psychology is what that goes into. That is 1/3 of a book called Unitive Psychology.
And we did all the steps.
Yep.
Yeah, so we went through the 12 steps if you're not familiar with 12 steps, but we did it in a way that's very deep and sacred. It both all 12 sessions were about an hour long, and it's still there on Voice of Consciousness on Blog Talk Radio.
And one final thing, and I promise this really is final.
Yeah, we got to get going. This one's supposed to be short.
That's right. If you want to really get a sense of the fruit of all these years of study and meditation and all of that, find my book. So it's both on Amazon. I think I have my own page on Amazon, but I don't use computers. So I really have no idea. I've never seen it. I've been told I have my own page.
Well, he has so many books that it falls on one page. So yeah, I don't know if you have your own page.
What I'd like you to look for is, it would really help you, and it's a short book. It's called The Third Covenant, and the subtitle is The Transmission of Consciousness in the Work of Teilhard de Chardin, Thomas Berry, and Albert J. LaChance.
Yeah.
Okay, so we look forward to seeing you.
Yeah, that's what we were.
Or being seen.
Yeah, being seen. Well, Albert doesn't do technology, and I've been studying, as you guys know, on how to do these broadcasts, and I've been practicing Facebook Live for 6 months now to get over my anxiety of being on camera. It is kind of like, what if you make a mistake type feeling, but who cares? I'm who I am, and so we're happy to do this series. We'll get you informed on when it is. And like I said, if you know people that are struggling or are in 12 steps that want to go deeper, this is a good series for you.
Every blessing.
So thank you very much, and we'll end it there. Thank you.
All right, we're on. Is that on there, what I just said? Gonna have to get me used to
No,
this.
see, I go like this at the end with my fingers.
Yeah.
So I know that,
Oh,
and then I go
so
and reach for it.
you
So then
believe the rest?
so then I know